Timing. Dogs, stop. Dogs, there's no one there. It's just an Amazon. It's just Amazon, okay? It's just the devil because nobody else had what I needed. That was exciting. Anyway, you see why we don't need an alarm system, because we got these lovely. Stop. Who needs an alarm system when you have a very fierce sounding dog, even though he's actually a coward and would probably just like hide under a desk. Cyrus, enough. This is why I can't record at home. Come on, stop. Lordy. All right, well, looks like I gotta put him outside now. Anyway, so my mouth feels like it has bees in it right now. That's the best way I can describe it. I had a healthy breakfast, and so I was like, I'm gonna reward myself with a bowl of Lucky Charms. And last time I went grocery shopping, just doing a vlog. Last time I went grocery shopping, the General Mills cereal. I'm used to having the camera on that side, and I have it on this side this time. Anyway, the General Mills stuff was on sale, so I got like 3 boxes of Lucky Charms, 3 boxes of, I think, Cinnamon Toast, whatever. And the first box, it was at the dregs of it today, and I made a bowl, and I took 2 bites, and all of a sudden, I got this like burning sensation. Not really burning, just like I had swallowed sand, but like radioactive sand. I don't know what that feels like exactly. It's not my whole mouth. And I freaked out and I threw away the cereal, and I've been like rinsing my mouth out over and over and over, and I still can't really get rid of this feeling. And it's kind of freaky. So I don't know what the fuck that was. It's like fiberglass sand or something. I don't know. I looked it up, and apparently there was a recall of Lucky Charms right about the time, except that their recall was people were reporting nausea and stuff. So we'll see if maybe I start feeling nauseous later. But yeah, it was really disappointing, because it's like I don't really eat cereal like that very often, and I get a box after a long time, and it makes my mouth feel like I swallowed bees. So I don't think it was an allergic reaction, because like I've had Lucky Charms plenty of times before, and I never had a reaction like that. And I just don't really have I don't have those kind of allergy reactions to like anything where, you know, you like puff up or you feel itchy or anything like that. The worst I've ever had, I think, and it was only like for a brief time, but I can't remember what it was. For some reason I was having like sinus problems, and so I took some it was when my headache first hit, and we were like trying to figure out what caused it or whatever, and the idea was floated that maybe it was like really intense allergies. So I tried taking some allergy pills, and I had like a really intense reaction where it felt like there's something stuck in my throat, and it happened like 3 times in a row because I tried different days. And so I couldn't do that. But I've taken the same pill like more recently, and I didn't have that reaction. So it's like only at that one period did I have this reaction. So, but anyway, so yeah, I don't know, just kind of freaky. I have a little bit of well, it's empty, but I have the bag left that has like some of the dust in it, you know, like the ground down remainder of the cereal dust in it, and I'm kind of like keeping it aside. I don't know, maybe I can send it to General Mills and they can like look at it or something. And I don't even like really like want anything back. Like they doubt it, you know, like, oh well, you planted it or something. Like that fucking guy that claimed, what was it? He claimed he got like a finger or something. Like people always claim that, and it's just like, yeah, sure. But yeah, it was kind of scary because it's like I have fears, I guess, of like getting something in my throat, in my stomach that will like, you know, chop me up, and I, you know, like swallowing a Lego or something. Like, not that I plan to swallow a Lego, but you know, with the kids and the dog or whatever, I really freak out if they get Legos in their mouths, because you know, it's not biodegradable. If you swallow something like that, it's going to destroy your insides. So I'm always yelling at the kids, do not leave Legos out. The idiot puppy will try to eat them. Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully that feeling goes away, because it feels really weird. It's just like I gotta get the bumblebee out, but it's not working. Anyway, so last night I went to the 3rd PTA meeting for my older son's elementary school. I went to the first one 3 months ago, and there was like barely anyone there. And like I talked to some other parents afterward, and they had not even heard of it. And then the one after that I missed because I was sick, because I've been sick a lot this year. Like, you know, even before the mask mandate dropped, it's just like every possible, like we all got COVID again in January, and then it's just been like one cold after another. Anyway, and so I went to the one last night, and it was interesting because it was about the same size, but like 3 or 4 of the people were first timers, and then like 3 or 4 of the regulars weren't there. And I guess they had other stuff going on, but, so what's really frustrating is that there's an election that's due in like a week or two, I think 2 weeks. And one of the things on the up for the vote is this school funding measure that failed twice before, and this is like the last time it's going to be on the ballot. And it's kind of necessary to like fund after school programs and like buses and all this. I don't have it in front of me, but like all this stuff that, you know, if they don't get it to pass, they're going to have to severely slash the school budget. And what's so frustrating is that there's all these fucking lies going around. The biggest one is that they claim, you know, the detractors are claiming that it's a new tax, and, you know, there's a lot of Trumpers in my neighborhood, like, oh, tax bad, paying money for services that everyone uses bad. But it's not. It's an expiring levy. It just takes the money from that one and puts it towards schools. It's not new money. And there's like various other lies about it. I saw this stupid fucker standing on a corner holding this big sign that was like, vote no to the levy, more money won't help, lowest English rates in ESL, and don't fund CRT. And it's like, as soon as you say CRT, you're like, oh, you're a nut job. But what's frustrating about this levy is that, you know, I keep having to remind myself, and when I get into conversations with other people, like, you know, the vast majority of people are not like tapped into the political consciousness, you know, political junkie like I am. Most people don't pay any attention, and they don't give a fuck. I mean, like, they might even give a fuck, but it's like they're not going to go out and seek information. So if the only information that they're hearing is fucking Fox News lying out their ass about this, and I mean, not national Fox News, but like the ads that played during Fox News, the conservative ads, all they're hearing is, oh, more money for schools. No. I don't want any more of my money going towards teachers and after school programs. That's liberal indoctrination or whatever fucking. So, you know, if we want people to actually know the truth, we actually have to be like out there making sure people know about it. And people really don't like to change their minds, especially if it requires them to challenge their existing beliefs. And so if the first thing they hear is it's going to cost more money, then anything they hear after that saying actually it doesn't cost more money, they're going to just be like, no, that's the lie. Like, it's just the way humans are. The first thing you hear, you know, you have to really make a conscious choice to realize that maybe you were misinformed. Maybe you don't actually know everything. And, you know, look at the fucking, oh, here we go. Medical disinformation. Gonna get this video banned again. Fuck it. Whatever. Vaccine disinformation. You know, you got these people who watch Fox News or whatever and hear, oh, vaccine bad. Vaccine kill people. Whatever. And so when, you know, you try to be like, actually, it doesn't. It's all lies. You know, VAERS is a self-reporting system. So just fucking any random ass person could be like, I just got a vaccine and then I died. You know, just absolute nonsense. But, you know, you got ignorant people being like, oh, well, I read it and I already felt this way anyway. Because I simultaneously, like, they love Trump. And Trump did start the Operation Warp Speed or whatever, but as soon as it switched to Biden, all of a sudden vaccine bad, like fucking Trumper logic. Anyway, so as far as this levy goes, I'm actually going to try to make like a meme about it, like not a funny meme, but like an informative meme, because people don't like to take, people don't read past headlines, so I need to make it as pithy as possible and try to just be like, hey, guess what? It doesn't cost more money. It funds all these things, blah, blah, blah. Might be too late, you know, whatever. But I just got to counteract these fucking signs out there. And I don't know how to be more involved. And like I was also stressing at the PTA meeting, like they have this app where they send out updates about the school or whatever. And I'm like, almost every parent I talk to that's not at the PTA meeting doesn't download the app, doesn't check it, or whatever. They're not getting any of these messages. And also, you know, it's a county-wide measure. So lots and lots of people who don't have kids at the school and, you know, definitely don't have this app are not seeing any of your messages about it. They're only seeing the crackpot out on the corner holding a sign saying that the school levy funds CRT or whatever crazy bullshit. So, you know, you got to reach out. And I get frustrated too because it's like, well, do you have any social media presence? They're like, oh, well, we have a Facebook group that people have to choose to join, first of all. And you have to be a fucking Facebook user, which I know most, you know, almost all boomers and a lot of millennials and definitely Gen Z use Facebook. So, and not Gen Z, bleh. Gen X and millennials, there we go, use Facebook. But it's just like, I don't know. And I was like, why don't you use Nextdoor, which is sort of like Craigslist, except that you have to verify your address. So it's people that are actually close by. And they're like, oh, no, we haven't done that. And it's like, why are you not out doing like every possible avenue to get information to people? Because again, they're not going to seek it out. So you have to just, you know, be in their face, but not in like a aggressive way, but, you know, just be out there where they can see you. Be out there holding signs and shit. Of course, you know, conservative boomers being conservative, they have a lot of, you know, retirees and stuff where they can just, you know, be standing out there holding these bullshit signs. It has been really fucking cold. God, you know, God save the homeless people that are out there in the freezing cold. That's a whole other thing. Fucking Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Oh God, fuck Elon Musk. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm just not entirely sure what I'm going to do because I've never really done like an infographic type meme. But I'm going to try, you know, use my graphic design skills such as they are and come up with something and just like, I don't know, just send it to the school and be like, if you want to send it out, because people, again, they see a bunch of text, they're not going to read it. Maybe if I distill it down to, you know, pretty graphics with like a speech bubble or something, they might at least read that much. You know, a long time ago, I used to read a lot of cracked articles, and they mean like they range about all sorts of subjects or whatever. And they always break their articles up with like stock photos, and they'll like write something funny and sort of related about the stock photos to the article or whatever. And I mean, that's 101, you know, how to get people to actually kind of read more of the article is if you have pictures. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on that. There's also a parent-teacher thing at Aiden's daycare tonight, which I'm gonna take my dad to because he wants to see what the inside looks like, and he's never gotten to see it because COVID. You know, they don't do tours or whatever at the daycare. It does bother me that literally as soon as the mask mandate dropped, like 90%, even in this liberal city, 90% of people stopped wearing masks, including at the daycare, which it's like year-round small children who are too young to get vaccinated all day. Put a fucking mask on, you stupid. Anyway, yeah. I don't even want to really open this can of worms, but I will say that I've been listening to a bunch of Vaush videos lately, and I know that he is a, let's say, divisive figure on the far left. And so, you know, I'm trying to take it all with a grain of salt or whatever. But I'm really trying not to see radicalization is a dangerous thing where, you know, like that famous quote about like, you don't start off saying the N-word, you just start talking about like school busing and everything like that, and then you work up to it or whatever. So, you know, incremental radicalization rather than just come straight out the gate and be like, Democrats eat babies, you know, you build up to that. So I am trying to be aware of that. But Vaush is left, okay? He is left. He's not far left, but he does work towards bettering, you know, he works towards fighting against disinformation. He is pro-trans rights, like literally, you know, you at least I've watched like 4 or 5 of his, you know, 4-hour live streams now, and he's never said anything about like, you know, trans people shouldn't get the rights that they deserve, you know, like he's very pro. So I still have not found the specific quotes or whatever that supposedly make it so that he is allegedly transphobic. I don't know. You know, if it's out there, I'll read it, I'll watch it, I'll consider it. But I don't know. Anyway, I think he makes a lot of good points. And the fact that I could get dragged across the coals just for saying that is one of the good points. Again, spinning off not what I was really talking about this, but whatever. The reason that the left is so ineffectual is that because we do have purity politics where it's like you don't already, talking to someone, you don't already 100% align with everything that I feel, so I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to, I'm going to shame you. I'm going to, quote tweet you and be like, hey, everybody, look at this fucking asshole. Let's all attack him. Makes it so our group is very tiny. And as I can attest as a topless equality advocate, if your group of supporters is tiny, you ain't changing shit. And, you have to weigh what is more important to me, to only associate with people who 100% align with me, or to actually stop and dare say even reverse some of these actual real world consequences, like trans people being banned from, participating in sports and not being allowed to use their bathroom that they identify with. And, it starts with stuff like that. And then it gets more and more, their rights erode more and more and more and more and more. Again, incremental radicalization. And I don't know. I feel like real world circumstances are a little more important than, oh, that person uses the word moron, so I will never talk to them. Like, you can point out, hey, just so you know, moron is it comes from this old meaning that is ableist and blah, 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 and, inform them of it. But don't, immediately be like, because you use this word, I won't talk to you, you're ableist, get the fuck out of my sight. Because, again, as Vaush rightly points out, if you reject someone from your space, then it leaves a vacuum for them to be radicalized by other groups who are, of the persuasion that, trans people shouldn't exist and stuff like that. So, no, it's not like, oh, I was mean to someone so they became a Nazi, but what it is, oh, I kicked this person out of my group so that the only people that they were listening and talking to were right-winger, we're conservatives, we're hardcore anti-trans people. So that's a good point. The other thing, one of his videos that I watched yesterday that I thought was making a really good point, is talking about the difference between social circles and advocacy circles. And, if you want to watch this video, he'll explain it more. But basically, social circle is where you hang out to support each other, to feel good, to be friends. Advocacy circle is where you go to, learn tactics to improve your ability to be an advocate for the things you care about. And right-wingers, they don't really have social groups. Like, if you go on 4chan or whatever and you're like, hey, I'm having a bad day or whatever, you're going to get attacked. You're going to get called a cook and a cuck and a, PUSSY and all this other stuff. And you're going to be shamed for admitting weakness. But they're very good at sharing tactics for how to, demonize leftists and oh, everything is CRT, blah, blah, blah. And it, to us, it's ridiculous. But to, again, someone who is not seeking out and not being exposed to the rationalization for why, we leftists, pointing out the fact that CRT is just a college thing, and it's not even saying all people are racist. It's saying that, there are racist, fundamentally racist parts of our legislation and our law enforcement, all this other stuff. But it doesn't matter, because these people have already heard, oh, CRT is teaching kids to hate themselves, teaching white kids to hate themselves. So if you come in after they've already started to believe that, you're fucked. They believe what they believe. So anyway, but, it's talking about the social circles versus the advocacy groups. The right is very, very good at radicalizing and giving tactical advice on how to fucking take over everything and make everything right wing. So like he was saying, right wingers took over gaming, they took over YouTube, they took over, Facebook and all this other stuff, because leftists were so concerned with rejecting anyone who we didn't already have 100% alignment with. that it left all these people without a direction, and so they, like a slide. We got to work them to go up the hill towards progressive values. If we're giving them a push, they're gonna slide down into right wing territory. So anyway, I share a lot of his frustration. Do I personally, use slurs like F and R and everything like that? I definitely don't now. I try not to. I mean, I blanch when other people do. And, I would have a hard time being friends with someone who like uses words like that a lot. But if it's trying to get people to like vote for the school levy or whatever, I can't reject someone who might vote to fund schools because they use like the F word and R word or whatever. Like, yeah. So anyway, those are just some thoughts. Yeah, I don't know if there's other breadtube leftists that I should be watching. Let me know and I'll check them out too. But I do think that we are, that was the other thing about the social advocacy or whatever, is basically on the left side is we conflate the two. We focus on the social circle, on the making sure everyone feels good, is not getting triggered, is not, is getting along as if they're friends. We put that as like the main thing. And it's not even really friends. It's about, you must already agree with me 100%. And therefore, we have this, we don't have the numbers we need to actually be effective as advocates because we're only talking to people who already 100% agree with us. And so very harmful legislation gets passed that has real world consequences against people. So, just, all right. Anyway, hopefully I don't get destroyed over this video. I'm always changing my worldview. I'm always trying to be receptive to new evidence, but at the same time, think about it logically. And does it make sense for me to believe this? Because it doesn't matter who says something, I'll listen to it, and I'm gonna trust the word of a doctor over some random fucking dude from Facebook University on like vaccine efficacy and stuff like that. But yeah, there's always a lot of factors and stuff. Okay, all right. Anyway, I'm going to go try to figure out how to do a meme to convince people that the levy is, not fall for the right-wing bullshit. It's probably too late, but I got to try. Bye.